checking over everything else. I'm in my little corner of my apartment. Beautiful Thursday in Los Angeles. First day of a ton of sun, as you can probably see beaming in behind me. Trying to get that taken care of. I do love these in certain aspects, but not gonna lie, the lighting is not. I'm also not like the most well versed on lighting, but I know if lighting is coming in like that, then I become like a silhouette and just not really working out. Not working out for me. So we gotta figure that out, which I will do. But you know what? No, without further ado, welcome back to the late checkout. I'm your host, Casey. Cue the applause. Hey, we're trying to check out late, bro. We're trying to chill and catch these vibes. But that's what we're trying to do at the moment. But regardless, welcome back to the podcast. Episode 6, we here. I was just reminiscing over my other podcast last night because I got to like 40-something episodes, I'm pretty sure, before the plug got pulled, a.k.a. I found a new job and lost that studio. So wanted to revamp it a little bit, and that's where we're at now. But I was reminiscing over all those clips and whatnot. But no, we're back. We're back. Episode 6. We here. Appreciate whoever's popping out to watch any of it. But no, regardless, just got some fun stuff to cover, talk about, recap. We got some fun segments that I'm finally going to introduce. I've technically had these segments since episode 1, but I was a bit lazy with implementing them, if I do say so myself, and I did not do the best at implementing them. But you know what? Here we are. So, but I guess to start, it's Thursday. If I get to a point of doing them daily, then we would have some of these updates sooner. But it's Thursday, 3 days after one of the cooler days of the year. It's Met Monday. Met Monday was awesome. Usually, everyone I know who I grew up with probably fucking hates Met Monday because this lifestyle, they're just not, they don't fuck with it. They hate that shit. Me personally, I eat it up. I literally was sitting here working and tuning into all different live streams of the Met, and it was awesome. Got to see a ton of different looks. Everyone from like Zendaya looked great. I love Kim Kardashian. She looked great. Meg Thee Stallion looked great. Who is it? Oh, fuck. I forgot her name. Oh, beautiful queen. Who popped out for the first time in a minute? Hold up. This is going to drive me nuts. I got to go back. I'm sorry. I got to check my sources here, or else I'm going to be pissed off if I don't check my sources. So give me a sec. Cuz she was like one of the first people that popped out, and I got to go through all these looks. Where was she? Okay. I don't see it here at the moment. But she's a queen, and she popped out. She was like one of the first people to get there. Oh, I feel so bad that I don't, like, I remember her name. But regardless, it was Met Monday. We're going to recap some of these looks because they were awesome. Just to, like, start off on, like, who got here first. So it was hosted by Lewis Hamilton and Coleman Domingo, apologies. Coleman Domingo, not only does he have a cool ass name, dude knows how to dress. And I guess if your name is Coleman Domingo, you're bound to be a good actor that has immaculate style. I mean, your name is cool as hell. Clearly he lived up to that shit. Because every Met, he just seems to pop the fuck out. And he popped out. He looked great. Lewis Hamilton was definitely on a more, like, chill vibe, but also looked great. I loved his, like, I don't even know what to call that look, but I thought it was dope. And then A$AP Rocky, who was also a co-chair, dude was looking phenomenal, but he popped out by himself. That had everybody up in arms because Rihanna had just announced another pregnancy, which shout out to, like, she's had like 2 months off. Like, they're getting to it. They want a big family. I respect it. And, like, they're getting it. They're literally getting to it. But Rihanna announced another pregnancy like a day ago, and then A$AP popped out alone. So obviously all the fashion girlies were up in arms. They were like, oh my God, like, she's not going to pop out. Why am I even watching this? Like, where's Rihanna? Like, where's she at? She ended up popping out. Looked fucking flawless as usual. She came last. She was like I'm having this carpet to myself. And if you're Rihanna, you're allowed to have the Met carpet to yourself. You should have the Met carpet to yourself. And she did. And she fucking looked great. So shout out to that. And they got another baby on the way. I'm guessing like going to be like a family of 5 or so. Like, I mean, at this point, what does it matter for her? Like, pregnancy literally doesn't stop anything she's doing. She's still doing photo shoots, still running Fenty, still not dropping music. Like, I actually feel like being pregnant does not affect her life at all. In terms of, yes, like, you are going to have more children, which you want. But I mean, like, a lot of people, whether it's professional athletes or actresses or whatever, like, certain people don't get pregnant because they don't want to, like, you know, put a hold on their career or whatever. Rihanna's like, hold my fucking whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, she has not let it slow her down whatsoever. So I think she's just going to keep getting pregnant. I think they're going to have a family of like 7, but Lord knows they can afford 100 kids if they wanted to. So shout out the kids at the pool. But no, regardless, she popped out last, looked flawless. I'm trying to think what other looks I really liked. I guess everyone wanted Anna Wintour to wear a suit. She terrifies me. But also she eats a burger for lunch like every day. So like kind of based if you think about it. Like normally the queen of all queens of the fashion world, the editor-in-chief of Vogue, like Anna Wintour, you'd imagine probably has like one granular piece of rice and like one piece of lettuce for lunch like every day. Like, but no, she gets a burger and mashed potatoes. Like, that's kind of base as fuck. Like, Anna Wintour's not that different from me. I take my potatoes French fried, but I still have a burger. And the guy who was explaining it is just like, yeah, no, she comes in, same thing every day, burger and mashed potatoes. So can't hate, if I'm being honest. And he said she eats that shit so quick. So shout out Anna Wintour for that. But other looks, Sydney Sweeney wasn't on theme, but she popped the fuck out. She looked great. Zendaya, I don't think there's a carpet Zendaya has ever not looked good on. So she looked good on this one. And then we'll get into Mr. Law Roach a little later on because he was wilding on the carpet. Gigi Hadid, it was good. It was gold. I didn't really like, and again, let me just say this. I'm not one to necessarily give fashion advice. I dress like shit frequently. So like, you don't necessarily have to, you know, give a single fuck about what my fashion advice is whatsoever. You do not have to. But Gigi Hadid looked all right. Simone Biles looked great. And I know this is probably going to piss people off, and this is not a diss to her. Her man ate her the fuck up. Like, whatever his name is, who plays on the Bears now, bro popped out. He had the fur on the arm. He had the walking cadence and stuff. She looked great. Like, in no way is that a knock to her outfit, because she looked great. But he low-key kind of ate her the fuck up. Lord looked good, but I kept seeing tweets that were calling her Kylie Jenner. That was crazy. No free ASMR. But people kept calling her Kylie Jenner, which I was like, damn, like, no, like, let Lord live. No, but she looked fine. And I guess the queens of the world have spoken. And by that, I mean, Jake Shane, shout out to Jake Shane, that I guess obviously last summer was Brat summer. I guess this is going to be Lord summer now. So we're moving on. We have a new theme for the summer. I guess it's Lord summer. I need to tap in because it only took me like a week to really get into Brat Summer and understand like what it is and like really sign up and be there for it. I'm not too sure at the moment what Lord Summer is, so I got to figure that out because I got to be tapped in. You can't, if it's Lord Summer, you can't not lock in for Lord Summer. So I gotta figure out what that is. But she looked good. I loved it because let me tell you, someone who, even internally from like people I know personally, someone who gets so much hate and I can't for the life of me understand why is Joey King. Like, I know so many people that just dislike her and I don't know why. Now, given, have I watched a lot of her projects? No. But do I dislike her? No. And she there were so many tweets about her Met Gala outfit that people were like, God damn it. God damn, like, I can't say anything about this. Like, this ruined my day. I was prepared to hate, and I can't hate now. So, and she looked good. She kind of looked like the Riddler in a way, and like vintage. She had the scarf on and shit. She looked good. Bad Bunny popped out. Barry Keoghan was, I don't even know. Like, he just has a look about him. I don't know. I don't know about Barry Keoghan, but whatever. Obviously, no matter what she does, Anne Hathaway always looks good. Like, I can never ever sit here and be like, in any capacity, the Anne Hathaway doesn't look good. But it was underwhelming. Like every other photo I've seen of her, whether it's any random red carpet or the Met, she always is like one of those people where it's like, oh, like, you are the Met, that to you. And again, bad outfit, no. Did she pop out to the lengths that we kind of wanted her to? No, she didn't. And you know what? Maybe she doesn't have to. Lisa from Blackpink popped out. I'm a newfound Lisa fan, so I was excited to be like, yo, what's Lisa gonna pop out wearing? And it definitely, like, I was talking to Emma about this. It's so funny sometimes when you're obviously super duper famous because you don't know, like, there's different things talked about and whatever that like you just can't control, and you're like, oh, well, that's there now. Where whoever the designer was of her Louis Vuitton outfit had like paid homage to people in his life, I guess, and on her bottom like groin area were like not actual photos but like etchings of people, and in the front part was what a lot of people seemed to be Rosa Parks. Ended up getting debunked. It wasn't Rosa Parks. It was someone from this designer's life. But imagine like you're Lisa or any, whatever. But, you know, you wear an outfit. You're like, yeah, eat that up. Like, this looks good. I feel happy about it. And then you wake up the next morning and there's just like thousands. And I'm talking about real press outlets. I'm not talking about just like, you know, random bot account on Twitter. Like real press outlets straight up just posting your shit, like a close up of your crotch while you're not, you know, it's not like she was wearing pants. Like, that's a pretty intimate, like, close up shot. Imagine just waking up and being like, damn, like they really posted, like they like basically posted my up close like that. Like that's low key crazy. So that was one. Dua. You know I can never talk bad about Dua. There's people who were like, oh, I didn't really like the outfit. I thought it was flawless. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was awesome. She was there with a fucking movie star, vacationer, boyfriend / possible fiance. I don't know. She's probably on vacation as we speak. But she looked good. I can't hate. It's Dua Lipa. It'd be against my brand to hate on Dua Lipa. Meg Thee Stallion looked great. Her outfit was dope. So many people were coming at Sabrina Carpenter too, because they were like saying she's like one thing away from being like the green M&M, which I don't really understand, but she's also really good at socials. And then there was the really fun like tweet saga or Instagram comment saga of at one of the after parties, Usher did his usual Usher thing and was like feeding people cherries, and she just so happened to be one of them, and I guess her dad texted her it and was just like, weird. And then Usher comment, he's like, my bad, Pops. My bad, Mr. Carpenter. So I thought that was funny. Like, their family clearly has a sense of humor, and I love when like someone to that stature actually has a sense of humor. But it also made me think, like, where does Usher, does he just walk around with a jar of like maraschino cherries? Because he really always has cherries. Like, there's, at least in the last couple of years, like 70% of the Usher clips I've seen are him feeding some form of fruit to somebody in a very sexual manner, of course, but he's feeding fruit to people. And I'm like, where, he's on the go. It's not like, you know, you watch someone walk up to him and place the fruit in his hand before he does it. He's just providing the world fruit. And I'm like, where's it coming from? Where's Usher getting this? Like, I think we need to get to the bottom of where's Usher getting this fruit? Because I don't know. But I thought that was a really funny exchange. Miley Cyrus obviously looks great, per usual. A$AP Rocky, obviously. And by obviously, I mean A$AP Rocky obviously looks fucking great. And then Doechii. And I don't know. Like, as someone who's worked in this world for a while, this is the type of shit that rubs me the wrong way. Where a clip came out of Doechii, like, getting into her Sprinter van to go to the Met, and obviously they had one of those things that the Kardashians always use to like hide their outfit before they get to the carpet, which first off, when the Kardashians have done it, it's been flawless. You don't see it literally until they're on the carpet. People snap photos of Doechii in the elevator, so already ruined. And then on top of that, I get that it was raining. I understand that. But she was just being so off-putting and bratty and moody and everything to her team. It put such a bad taste in my mouth because, like, first off, I'm not saying your outfit was bad, but for you to do all that, for you to wear shorts and a top suit, crazy work. Crazy work. And then second off, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I get it. There's certain celebrities out there that you see being rude or this and that, and they don't address it. It's also, and I get it. You're allowed to be rude. I'm like, when things aren't going right or when fucking paparazzi's going on, everyone's allowed to have a bad day. Everyone's allowed to laugh. We all do it. I get that. Trust me. But like, as someone who knows what that behind the scenes work is like, these fucking people were probably had as just of an early morning and just as a stressful day as you, and your only job that day is to walk. You were literally wearing shoes. You weren't wearing like crazy, to walk, to go up into a museum, eat food with other celebrities, and go party. That was literally your only job for the day. Arguably top 1 or 2 easiest jobs of all time, to walk. Not a long distance, just to walk up some steps. That's it. That was your job for the day. And you had the audacity to be like so fucking rude to people that are like making it their job to like bend over heel to like get you right. And then not only that, you come out with like a sarcastic ass TikTok being like, what? God forbid a girl needs umbrellas. Like, I get you want to play off as funny, but still, like, maybe the apology, and maybe her team doesn't give a fuck. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little hard-headed. But like, there's a chance they don't give a fuck. But for you to like make that TikTok and then the next story being like, but no, we've dreamed of this forever. But first, haven't you been famous for like 8 months? Like, what do you mean you've dreamed of this? Like, you guys have been dreaming of this for so, like, how long have you had a team? Like, wasn't it a story that like 2 years ago you weren't famous, you had a normal job, and like, so what? I'm not understanding like this team. Like, I don't know. It rubbed me so the wrong way because it wasn't like, I know what that's like being behind the scenes and just like that diva work is crazy for showing up in shorts and a suit. Like, wild. And then she just didn't give a fuck about it. But you know what? I guess divas are in right now. And then I'm trying to think, like, Keke Palmer looked great. Hailey Bieber and Kendall Jenner didn't look bad, but it was just kind of boring. Do they really ever look bad? No. But was it just a little bit boring? Yes, because they kind of went with the suit thing, which isn't bad. People were thinking that Anna Wintour was going to wear a suit, so fine. Zendaya wore a suit and it looked, but it served. It was Zendaya, the hat, everything. And it just didn't give. It was just relatively boring. Wasn't really here with it. Kylie actually looked pretty good. I don't really understand fashion, so I didn't really get it. And Timmy, which is so gangster of him, and I guess I should have figured because he's just white boy of the year and dope. But Timmy skipped the Met Gala to watch the Knicks game. Real Knicks fan. We'll talk about the Knicks a little later. But real Knicks fan. Shout out to Timothy Chalamet for doing that. You're a real one. And then obviously he ended up walking the carpet a couple days later with Kylie Jenner herself making it their first outing. And Club Chalamet, I think, promptly made their way to either the Brooklyn or the Verrazano, one or the other, the bridge. And I don't think we've heard from them since because that clearly it's not good. Not good for Club Chalamet that they are officially they're a red carpet official. Club Chalamet will not financially recover from this. But they're going to go on a hate train like we've never seen. So, could be beautiful. We don't know. They're tapping into their creativity. But on top of that, Jenna Ortega looked good. She popped out with some rulers. Pretty dope. Shout out Wednesday. She was rapping Nicki before. Jenna Ortega seems cool. Seems like a bro. And then last outfit I really saw was Kim Kardashian. And I actually really liked it. She went in chrome hearts. Had almost like, and maybe I'm the only person that thought this, but with the top hat and other stuff, like almost was giving me like Freddy Krueger vibes. In a good way. Like a stylish Freddy Krueger. I'm kind of here for this. This is a cool outfit. So Kim kind of went off, which I fucked with. And that was really most of my Met outfit notes. But what I was going to go with after that was that there were 2 videos of it, and I can't hate it because he's like one of the GOATs in this world. But Anna Sui, like I always butcher the last name, but Sui, the actress, popped out to the Met in basically almost the same outfit as Zendaya. Law Roach was not. His soul left his body. You could see the steam coming from him, which it's not her fault. Like, she doesn't know what Zendaya's wearing. If anything, that would be on the stylist. But you could just see Law like, not here for it. No, and he made his own comment. He goes, who wore it better, though? And, like, luckily we were here first. Like, all that type of shit. And, like, he was so sassy. But, again, if you're as good as your craft as someone like him, you're kind of allowed to have those opinions. And it was just so sassy, but it was so funny. So, shout out the Met. It's over. People can go back to eating food. And, yeah, it's cool because my girlfriend's stepsister works at one of the hotels that all the celebrities stay at. So it was really cool to like just hear her being like, oh, like I saw this person today and I saw that person today and all this type of shit. Because it's just like she works at one of like the ones, which is super cool. And yeah, honestly, it's a cool time of year for New York, I guess. And then it's wait until fall for New York Fashion Week, and then it's back to it. But no, I thought that was dope. And then I was gonna segue it into it because I was talking about the Knicks to the NBA playoffs. That let me just say, I would need to see the ratings of it because I haven't seen the ratings of it. But what was I gonna say? The NBA playoffs this year have been better than I truthfully think. For me personally, I think these are the best NBA playoffs since 2017 for me, if I'm being real. And that's coming from someone who is a huge LeBron fan and obviously watched the bubble series. But this playoffs is like the best playoffs in a long time because we are getting extremely close games. We're getting sometimes entertaining blowouts like OKC last night. We're getting awesome fan bases going up against each other. We've had buzzer beaters. We've had chippiness, like Denver versus OKC and the Timberwolves versus the Warriors. Fantastic. There's no Steph right now, so we might be able to see the Timberwolves keep advancing. But who knows, because Golden State obviously won. But then we have Pacers, Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, and Tyrese Halliburton, man. He went from, like, could you imagine like how corny it is for like you as an NBA player to take part in a vote to vote what player is the most overrated and then promptly putting one of the better point guards in the league? Like, that's crazy. And if anyone on the Cavs did vote that, well, he's hanging his nuts on you, truthfully. And that's just so corny. But he's putting work on Cleveland right now. Fuck Cleveland. Other than when LeBron was there. And then Knicks Celtics, man. What a series so far. Knicks up 2-0. And I legitimately think if I'm actually like relatively afraid for the city of New York as a New Yorker. I know I didn't grow up in the city, but as a New Yorker, if the Knicks continue to win, and I don't mean just this series. I mean, this series, yes, because it's against fucking Boston. But if the Knicks continue to keep winning, what is going to happen to the city that is New York? It's going to be Adam Silver standing at like a skyscraper looking down being like, everything burns. Or like, I want to watch the city burn. Like, he's going to have his Joker moment because the Knicks being good is just so good for basketball. Their fan base is insane. They have just great clientele fans. And what I mean by that is just they have the most, like, what you think Philly football fans are like, that's New York basketball. Truthfully, Knick basketball, not fucking net basketball, Knick basketball. I mean, you could just tell, like, there was a funny-ass clip of New York fans, because the first 2 games were in Boston, New York fans just refusing to leave the stands after game 2. And there was this security woman, God rest her soul, that was like falling over chairs, like screaming for extras to get these people out of here. What are they about? They weren't causing harm to anything. They were just partying, truthfully. And that's what's going to continue to happen in New York City. There is going to be riot after riot after riot after riot. And I'm kind of so here for it, because where I'm not a Knick, I might have to be a bandwagon Knick fan here, because I know I said obviously since LeBron's out, I'm rooting for Ant, but home state love mixed with them just having a cool ass team. Obviously Jalen Brunson, Cat, Mikal, Josh Hart, like it's a fun team to root for. OG, so I really might have to root for the Knicks, to be honest, because I just like destruction and chaos, and if they keep winning, that's just like there's gonna be crime, but not like premeditated evil crime, if that makes sense. Like if the Knicks keep winning, crime in New York will go up, but not like violent intentional crime, if that makes sense. There will be, vandalization, there will be public intoxications, there will be noise complaint, whatever it may be. Like nothing bad, but there will be crime. Crime will go up in New York City if the Knicks keep winning, but it's good crime. There's some crimes that are good crime. Like, when your sports team wins and there's a riot, if no one gets hurt but there's some destruction, I might peg that as good crime, because that was just a good time. You're celebrating your city. You might have broke some rules doing it, but you celebrated. But no, that's going to be insane if they win. So I'm excited to see that, because also I have nothing to, like, it came at a perfect time because I got jack shit to watch right now. I look forward to like Summer House on Thursdays, which is tonight, and that's literally it. So I have literally nothing to look forward to during the week other than the NBA playoffs at the moment, because shit me if you think I'm going to watch baseball. I'm not that well versed on hockey, so I can't watch the NHL playoffs. So straight NBA playoffs, and it has been amazing. But as for that, I have officially started the Twilight series, because I've only ever seen the original first Twilight here and there a long time ago. And by here and there, I mean like I've watched it, but I've never watched it the entire way through, paid attention, or finished it. And I figured, I was like, you know what? Every single Twilight, the entire saga, got added to Netflix. I have nothing to watch. This was obviously a big thing in my childhood. So let's go see if I'm Team Edward or Team Jacob. I just finished New Moon, and I don't know where I stand yet on whose team I am, because obviously, like, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, the Cullens haven't done anything really bad. Neither is Jacob. Like, Edward is more like mysterious, annoying, like almost like a Lucas Scott type deal. And Jacob is more like an angry, annoying, kind of like a Nathan Scott. That's like the best comparison I can make right now. So they're both annoying in their own right, but like one of them's like mysterious and won't like give reasoning for stuff and talk, and then the other one is just like clearly angry just about life and shit. But I don't really know who's quote unquote. I hate how that always sits. I always look crazy. I don't really know who's like team to quote unquote be on, but I know whose team I'm not. Bella. Like, am I the only one who's like watching this being like, how are they both letting, like, the ending scene of New Moon, Jacob was like mad at something, and in front of Edward, after Edward like was like, I want you to marry me, she went up to Jacob being like, I love you. Huh? Come again? What? I'd be like, the fuck? I'm not biting you now. Like, normally you'd think it's the other way around, but she wants to get bit and live forever. I'd be like, fuck that. Go find yourself another vampire. Fuck out of here. Don't need you. But she clearly loves like both of them, while at the same time being a piece of shit to her dad and friends, because like they were people who literally like welcomed her into the school after being gone for so long, and then continues to ditch them and not hang out with them, and literally like ditch them on a night out to go like hang out with motorcyclers. And then she's like, the first movie, man, when she was like, when that line came up, when she was just like, no, I have to leave because I don't want to be stuck here like mom. I almost shed a tear. Charlie did not. Charlie did not deserve that at all. And I'm starting to feel as if something bad is going to happen to Charlie and I'm going to lose my shit because he's been nothing but supportive. And then obviously Bella gets back, and after not being able to become a vampire and run off with her vampire boyfriend, and she's having these like literal like scream crying dreams where like he's mind you, this dude's a cop. He's got like probably like a, you know, an insane, and for in a small town, so he's probably working crazy hours. 5 nights a week, you're waking him up multiple times just screaming bloody murder. So like I would be sick of it. And it was so funny where I was sitting here and I was just like, she just got to go to Jacksonville at some point. The next scene, they're standing by the car. He goes, I think you should go to Jacksonville. He's like, this just isn't normal. She's like, no, I'm not. I can't go to Jacksonville. I'm fine. I'm going shopping with Jessica. Like, what? Like, I don't know. I can't. I'm not a Bella fan. Like, she's the problem to me, if I'm being completely honest. But that's where I'm at. I haven't watched Eclipse yet. I don't know how many movies there are, if I'm being honest, but I know Eclipse is the next one. Have not watched that yet, so I guess we'll wait and see. I've obviously ended it off with her being with Edward, and Edward being like, oh, I'll make you a vampire, but you got to wait because I want to marry you. And it's like, what? You're like 800 years old. Like, just marry me already. Like, what does it matter? So, yeah, we're into Twilight right now because big yawn. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. But it's been good. You know, I'm a big sci-fi guy. I grew up. Harry Potter's my shit, if I'm being completely honest. So I figured I'd like some sci-fi, and I do. It's extremely cool. Like, I could go on. But I always saw memes of it. But that fucking scene when she walks into class the first time, and he's just, like, disgusted, like, visibly disgusted and put off by her smell. It was like I rewound and watched it like 3 different times because it was so funny. I'm just like, damn, this dude's a dickhead. And it was perfect. But no, that's where we're at with Twilight at the moment. Where else are we at? Oh, I've recently came across, he's been on my For You page nonstop, of this guy named Phoenix or whatnot. He was in the corporate world, working a corporate job and whatnot, and then he decided to quit, liquidate his 401k, buy a sailboat, and just become a sailor and whatnot. And I got to give kudos to those people because I could never do it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love to go camping. I love to be in nature. I love to be off the grid, all that type of stuff. But, like, not forever. Like, I like it for a weekend or a week or a couple weeks. You know, if you're going to go take retreat, you know, get out of the hecticness for a little while. But the people that want to do that forever, I'm like, you crazy. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't be around my things. But he's a sailor now, and he is doing, like, now he just started his journey. Why am I yawning so much? But started his journey, and now he is on a sailing trip from Oregon to Hawaii, and I'm so good on that, bro. So good on that. It looks terrible. I'm all for people like chasing their dreams, like go do what. Absolutely, I'm sure I do shit that people are like, that sounds terrible, but this shit looks terrible, not fun, terrifying. And like, he's like, I've been watching like every single one, and he's had like 4 or 5 different instances where he was like, nope, that was the most terrified moment of my life. The next day, this is the second most terrified moment of my life. The third day, I'd say I'd put that at like my third most terrified. Like every day he's getting more and more terrified because, I mean, you're literally in the middle of nowhere. Like, thank God he has Starlink, or like I would have freaked the fuck out and jumped overboard by now. And it looks terrible. Like, it looks like a god awful time. Something I hope to not ever do. I'll go on a boat a little far out, but you're not catching me on a boat from Oregon to Hawaii. Like, you might not even catch me in a boat from you might not even catch me in a boat like a Caribbean cruise. Like, that might not even happen. So I'm not an open water guy. Like, I don't like, again, I'll go scuba diving, I'll go snorkeling. I've done both. Like, I'll go on a boat, but I need to at least be aware of where the ground is in terms of I need to be able to see the bottom at some point. Like, even if like I'm looking down and the bottom is like 200 feet away, that's okay. As long as I can fucking see it. Because I'm not playing all that stuff. So kudos to Phoenix. Hoping he makes it to Hawaii all well. And I mean, if we're being completely honest, like, he's going to be fine. I think he's gotten like 500,000 TikTok followers in the past like week. So I think he'll probably end up making more than his corporate job while continuing to be able to sail. So I think he's going to be just fine if I'm being honest. So shout out to my guy Phoenix. He's chilling, going to Hawaii. And another thing to like tie back into TikToks and what's it called? Was on there we go. What was I gonna say? Watching TikToks and movies and stuff like that it's becoming a bad trait in my life that I fear I enjoy watching things too much. I know a lot of people probably think that, but I am not good with mixing things, i.e. when I'm working from home, when I have the TV on, or if I have my phone in front of me and I'm doing things, you will catch me doom scrolling for an hour. You will catch me watching something for an hour and just being like, I don't care about my actual responsibilities. I'm going to watch this thing. This thing, mind you, that I have watched 100 times over already because I'm a very repetitive person, whether it's with eating or watching things or listening to music. I tend to be a very repetitive person. And that just happens with watching shit. And I realize that I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't watch things or I can't do this. I fear I enjoy watching TV, movies, and videos too much for my well-being, for me to be productive. Not even I fear, it's happening. I kind of feel like Jake Shane in that, right? Where I scroll far too often. I'm on my phone far too often. I am watching a screen far too often. I'm clearly talking to a camera, which will be going to a screen right now. I don't mind that because I'm talking about things, I'm doing my thing, etc. I'm not watching. I will have to watch to edit, but I just fear I'm fucked. Like I'm fucked, and that's okay. I've came to the conclusion that that's okay. But regardless, I'm fucked. I'm trying to think. Oh my God. I have never seen more impression. Like, don't get me wrong. A lot of social media creators are dumb in their own right. A lot of them are really fucking smart. And you have the Paul brothers, you have Mr. Beast, you have Kai and Speed, who are clearly very, very smart in their own right. They clearly know what they're doing. They got good heads on their shoulders, etc. Other than some stuff they've learned, whatever. Certain streamers, man, are just so impressionable and just dumb as fuck. Like Aiden Ross was on a face, and I get it. Like if you're Aiden Ross, well, I'm talking to Kanye, I gotta blah blah blah. But like, first off, have some balls, bro. Like, come on now. Second off, Aiden Ross is Jewish. Sure, that's pretty apparent. But he was on a face, and like this is like the second time that he was doing it. He was on FaceTime with Kanye West, and Kanye's obviously spewing this shit about like, you know, his song Hail Hitler that came out and all this other stuff. And Aiden Ross was on FaceTime like, no, you're making some good points, Kanye. Like he was a good leader, but that doesn't mean he was like, you know, he was a bad person. Like, bro, just shut. You sound so dumb. And I know no one can say anything to him because he's worth either tens or hundreds of, like Aiden Ross, hundreds of millions. I don't know how much he's actually worth, but obviously he's someone who is not going to take criticism from people because he's rich as hell. He definitely, there's probably not a no man in that kid's life. Absolutely not. Other than maybe his parents, who he's probably not listening to, because when you're rich as fuck and you're stupid and ain't right, why would you? That kid probably, just like Ye. And that's why those two are probably perfect for each other, because those two probably don't have a no man in their life, truthfully. Like, you see a celebrity or in whatever, you can point out which ones have no men. And by no, like not nobody, I mean like, and you can point out which ones have yes men. And Aiden Ross absolutely only has yes men. There's no chance that dude has someone telling him no. He's already been dropped by management. He's like, there's no way Aiden Ross has anybody telling him no. I'm not buying it because he's just too stupid. He just continuously does too stupid of things to have a no man. He's in that realm of like, obviously way richer, way more successful, way better connections, but in that realm of Jack Doherty, where I'm like, you guys, you absolutely do not have anybody here telling you no. It just doesn't exist. And Kanye, like he, at least, I mean, not even at least, I don't even know how to phrase it, but like he just prefers it that way. Like he's stated publicly that he doesn't want someone telling him no. So I guess what do you do with that? How can I come at you for that? You are quite literally saying you prefer it. That's what you want because you're a genius. Like, I don't know. All I know is that Trey Parker and Matt Stone were so right about him being a gay fish. And I need to get caught up on new episodes of South Park because they have to have something about him. And I mean, him becoming a full-blown Nazi, I mean, that's just like beautifulness. Like, that's just a comedy platter given, like a beautiful episode given to you on a platter, whatever you want to say. But they're so stupid. But then going back to after the Met Gala, and I guess in their world, Timmy Tim and Kylie made their first red carpet appearance. Dude, I love it. I love it. I never thought I wasn't going to love it, but I was always just like, how's this going to work? It just doesn't seem like this is going to work. But I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm here for it. They work. They work for me. Because I imagine Timmy and Kylie are sitting there like, what do we think this white trash kid from upstate New York who's doing a shitty podcast thinks about us on the... I'm sure they're thinking that. I'm sure. And it works. And I love it. And again, not that I ever like didn't, but I wasn't sure like what's this gonna... Are we doing this really? Is this publicity? Or y'all just fuck it? Like what? I'm here for it. I think they fit so well. I think he's making her have more fun. And it obviously pained me to come to that realization at first. I'm a big Travis Scott guy. I was hoping that there'd be some reconciliation there and they'd, whatnot. But that's not how life works. They're co-parenting their kids beautifully. Timmy seems awesome. Kylie's roster is great. And I'm hoping to see Timmy on Keeping Up. But Kylie will probably never let that happen. And so will Timmy. Timothée. But it was just so funny because Kylie went to this award show that he was having probably in it was in Italy. I think it was in Rome. And it was just so funny because Timothée clearly is like bilingual. He can speak different languages. I don't know if they had a teleprompter up or what it was, but the entirety of this award ceremony was just in Italian. Kylie is a good one, man. She was probably sitting there like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like they called out her name once and then like they said the name Kylie Jenner, then they said parents and she pointed, but like the rest of what I was hearing was just in Italian. So I'm like, she doesn't know what's going on here. Like, and right, I wouldn't. It's not on Kylie. Like you don't need to like learn Italian to like date your man. But she probably didn't know what the fuck was going on. And fair, because like I was watching these clips, like how does anybody know what's going on? But then I remember Timothée Chalamet can probably speak Italian, would be my guess. But it was just so funny because she was just sitting there like, yeah, like I love you, and just like nonstop Italian, yeah, like just a shit ton of Italian coming at them. So I thought that was really funny. And then one more thing going back to Met Gala is one thing I think you got to give credit to where credit's due. Not every single one of them, but OF models know how to get their name talked about. Whether you're someone that's like a bigger dog, like a Tana, a Krinikov, like those types of people, or anybody where there's one specifically, she's not the owner, but she's the head one in charge at quote unquote the Bop House. What's the Bop House, you might ask? It's basically like what the Hype House and all that was, but for OnlyFans creators down in Miami. And the head girl in charge, her name's Camilla. And I've seen like clips before of her on different people's podcasts, and then I watched her on the canceled Tana Mojo's podcast. She knows what she's doing. She is a very smart young lady who knows exactly what the fuck she's doing and clearly is making a lot of money from it. But when it came to the Met, I was like, yep, she's dedicated and like smart as hell to get. So backstory is Camila Arujo, I don't know how to say her last name, stayed at, it was either the Carlisle or however you say it, or the Mark, one of those really, really nice Met Gala hotels that all the A-list, that hundreds of paparazzi are stationed outside of like those 3 specific hotels each Met, because that's where everybody stays. And Camila took it upon herself to, what I'd imagine, because she was photographed there, to get all dressed up in some crazy dress, do her hair, do her makeup, look like she's going to the Met, and simply walk out the front doors of the hotel. You're going to get photo snapped to you regardless. They don't give a shit who you are. If you're dressed up like that, they are taking your photo. What did they do with this girl? They took her photo, many of them. And then I just saw article after article after article after article after article. What is the Met? They're inviting an OnlyFans girl to the Met. What is this? Why'd she get the blah, blah, blah? Free press. Free press, free money, free clicks, free name placement, everything. Genius. She figured there's this crazy event going on. All the A-listers are at. They're going to take someone's photo when they're outside. Let me just book a hotel room there in advance. Let me go for a walk. She didn't go to the Met. She just played everybody to write articles about. Genius. I got to give my flowers to that because that's genius. Never went to the Met. Just simply stayed at the hotel that all the people who do go to the Met are and walked outside in an outfit that looks like you're going to the Met. Genius. And I guarantee you, if you asked her, like, I would put my money's worth that was the plan, and it clearly worked. So shout out to her for that, because I thought that was genius, if I'm being completely honest. So shout out to her for that. I'm going into my little quick Twitter segment of what's trending right now. Literally nothing worth talking about that I like. Oh, duh. Today, a new pope got elected. Shout out to the Pope. I learned on Pope Crave, I believe, which that's what societies came to. I learned on a Twitter page called Pope Crave, which is the Pope version of Pop Crave, that we officially have a new Pope, and it is, what's our Pope's name again? These are all just like, Pope Leo the whatever, but Pope Leo. It's the first ever American Pope. Shout out the U.S. from Chicago, which I hope, they brought a GD and a BD. They brought that to the Vatican. They got a real Chicago dude in the Vatican. And he went to Villanova. It's so weird to where I still look at popes like, you guys are all like 400 years old and you've been here since the beginning, all this type of stuff. The new pope went to Villanova. Like, that's crazy to me. I know people who have gone to Villanova. Obviously, it's been around for a long time, but it's just crazy. Like, the new pope, born in Chicago, went to Villanova. He's the pope now. That's cool. So shout out America. We got one. Shout out the U.S. Officially in the pope game. We officially here. Shout out my guy, I can't believe I forgot, Pope Leo. Shout out Pope Leo. Maybe I'll dive in. But regardless, shout out America for that, honestly. We really popped out being popes. And then, for my Twitter, there's really nothing worthwhile being talked about at the moment. Like, do I have like a nice, any other updates? Oh, I just saw too a photo of my son Harry Styles was there. So Harry Styles is he likes the fact that we got an American Pope. Shout out to him for that. But I'm really trying to think. I don't really have too much else. I don't have a Summer House debrief yet because It airs tonight. Usually I don't record on Thursdays, but I'm recording on Thursdays right now. Oh my gosh, and my phone is on 3. That's troublesome. That's troublesome. But before my phone dies, I want to go into my segments because this is the late checkout podcast. We're going to start introducing segments, have some more fun stuff once we get guests as well. But welcome to our first check-in, checkout segment. Check-in is something that you're excited about. You're checking in on. It's here. You're happy about. Checking out is get the fuck out of here. You're not with it. You don't like it. It's in, it's out. Welcome to check-in, check-out. My check-in is that I'm getting better at saying no to things. I have been bad at it for a really long time. I'm definitely not perfect at it now. I'm definitely not, sitting here on a whim saying no easily. But I've been horribly bad at it. I will either just say yes and do whatever, or horribly talk my way around no that just basically makes me look like even more of an asshole than if I just said no. And I've been getting I've been getting better at saying no, and I'm proud of myself for that because I'm always down. I'm always down for a good time. So that's like where my not saying no comes from. But sometimes I just don't want to do shit anymore, bro. Like sometimes I just don't want to do shit anymore. And you got to say no to certain things. And I used to be bad. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, someone offered you crack cocaine. You're going to say, I'm going to say no to that. Let me just say, I'm going to say no to that. But when it comes to plans or helping people out or all this type of shit, I'm going to say yes every time. I am. That's just who I am. But I've been better at saying no, which makes me happy. My checkout is adulting, bro. I turned 26 in about a week. I'm going to be without health insurance. Bro, like, I get it. It's been this way since the beginning of time. I know I'm not the only person this happens to. It happens to quite literally everyone on earth. Why is it when you're 26 you get thrown off your health insurance? Why was that the age? Why was it not even a little earlier or just never and your parents can keep you on like car insurance until they want to kick you off? Adulting is crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. It was gradual when I moved out of my parents' house, started paying my own rent. And then, I'm not going to front, they still pay my phone bill. But rent, groceries, this, that, like gas. Like I'm paying for it. Still am, obviously. But that part of adulting was all gradual and then, fine, and you get it, all this type of stuff. I understand. Like we leased a car, paying for, I get all that. But health insurance, man, it really like, when you're younger, I'm just like, oh, I got so long, I don't care. I got so long, I don't care. I'm at that mode. I got to look for health insurance now. And the reason that it's a checkout too, well, first off, adulting is bullshit. But on top of that, I went online to try to get quotes for like 3 different health insurance companies or whatnot. My phone has been called minimum 200 times in the last 48 hours. It's been insane. All the same, like some of them will leave voicemails, some of them won't. All the same of like, we saw your, question, we saw your quote, we saw blah, blah, blah. Here's what, leave me the fuck alone. Like, how is that going to make me want to get health insurance? Like, it just won't. And clearly, here I am. So, what am I going to do? But checking out is adulting right now. I'm not with it. Second segment is it's the no wake-up call. Who needs to get it together? Who needs to really rustle up themselves, get it the fuck together, get in line, because it's getting crazy. You'd probably think it was a person. It's Chipotle. So if you know me, my love will never, ever, ever, ever waver from Chipotle. It won't. I've been there through the price rises. I've been there through the smaller portions. I've been there through E. coli. I'm going to continue to be here for Chipotle. I'm never going to waver. I'm never going to be disloyal. Chipotle, I love. But because it usually like never affected me that much, I'd be like, all right, like give me a little extra, that whatever. Every time I've gone in the past like month, it's just been despicable. And supposedly they're getting even smaller bowls now. Even me, they've been getting smaller. Like, I don't know why I'm saying even me, like I'm the fucking, Justin Bieber or LeBron James or whatever. But they're giving me like, I have to be like, hey, can I have extra rice? Can I get some more rice, please? Can I get some more rice, please? Like, it's been crazy. And Chipotle really needs to get it the fuck together because for my mental state. Because am I going to quit Chipotle? No. But is it ruining my mood day in and day out? Absolutely. So I'd appreciate it if they got it together because it's been very fucking annoying. So that's that. And then, yeah, last segment is the morning after. Something that happened recently. And what the morning after is your recap. What happened either the night before or a couple days before or whatnot. We like to save different parts for different parts of the show. My morning after and set the balance back into the world. Celtics lose. Jason Tatum, fraud. They thought he could take the last shot. Pfft, we don't even need one of our guys to block. Like, he's a terrorist. He's getting, outed for the fraud that he is. So are the Celtics. Not team of destiny. Screw it. Banner 19. I don't think so. Watching them lose last night was fantastic. Steve Kerr was right. Because clearly he knew something that we didn't. Tatum getting benched. Tatum just doesn't have it. Colin Cowherd said it today. When you close your eyes, you can imagine Magic Johnson's smile, Michael Jordan's cocky grin, LeBron James's imagery. What can you do with Tatum? You can't. I can close my eyes and see Ant Edwards jump, Nikola Jokic fat and slow, Wemby tall, fucking Halliburton. Like, I can see it. Tatum, I don't. It's not there for me. And I think Kerr knew. I think Steve Kerr knew. Everyone was coming at him. He knew something we didn't. So my morning after is that Celtics lose. And I'm happy about fuck Boston sports. Truthfully. You heard it here first. I love greatness, don't get me wrong. But fuck Boston sports for right now. That's where I'm at. Shout out New York. And shout out to another beautiful episode. That was a nice ending segue. Segments are going to get a little bit better. I'm working on it. Again, I'm a one-man show here. I'm working on it, but fun episode 6, late checkout. Appreciate anybody who comes in and watches and hears me rant and talk bullshit. I promise we're going to get guests on. Just got to figure that out, but there will be more people to look at than just me. But no, like always, I appreciate 1, 10, 100, however many people want to watch. Always appreciate it. Always love. Quick thumb. But until next time, we're about to check the fuck out. So, peace.